Hey, what's going on? It's Justin here, and I was just wondering, have you ever seen that episode of Monsters called Leavings? Let me tell you about it. It's about these two cops here. They find this old man with no arms in the subway, which I know what you're thinking. It's like, what's weird about that? And I get that. But the thing here is that this guy had arms the day before, as he is a well-known homeless guy by these officers, apparently. So they're trying to tell the inspector about this incident of him having arms and suddenly not, but it just seems like the inspector isn't buying it.
They took him. They took me arms.
Oh, and look, that dude's from Monk, by the way. Anyhow, what's odd about this is instead of being taken seriously, the officers are being treated like they're the ones who are the perpetrators. So Officer Monk here, Officer Mancini here mentions he has heard stories of people losing parts with clean, smooth spots of skin where the appendages once were.
Missing ears, noses, all that, but there's no blood. There's no scars. There's no nothing, for Christ's sake.
And his partner backs this up by telling stories of incidents he's seen or heard about. He tells a story about a man with a mouth that has nothing inside. No gums, teeth, no tongue, nothing.
It's just a hole.
The inspector asks where they think all these parts are ending up. And so Officer Parker says, well, he'd been thinking about that, and tells him of a story of a fella he's seen walking around all stitched up and crazy looking, made of other people's parts probably. And also mentioning that this fella had a big old melon head that they were just itching to pump some hot lead into. But instead they opted to pee in their cop uniforms out of pure fear and terror. And once again, the officers are left to wait for reasons unknown to them. Finally, the investigator shows up and tells them, hey, I got some good news for you, but I'm going to need you to sign these forms and put your guns into this bag. So once they're disarmed, they're escorted to a door, which is always locked. One of the officers mentions they've always wondered what's behind that door, and today is the day that they get to see what's on the other side. Once inside the room, they see a fish tank full of moving human hands. Next, they see a human brain in a jar and are very and they're tempted to grab a straw and just take a sip of that, aren't you? I mean, it's making me thirsty. They find a jar with a living woman's severed head blowing them a kiss.
You can't blame her for wanting to kiss you.
But then the big reveal, a man who is stitched up from various parts, kind of like in the story that Parkhurst had just told. And when asked if this creature is the same one that they had seen, it is revealed that this is not the same creature, but just one of many creatures like it. And apparently these things are all over the city just walking around going unnoticed. And, to be fair, this takes place in New York, so, Officer Parkhurst and Officer Mancini are offended that this thing is a cop in uniform. They feel that it disrespects the badge. There's no honor in this creature being one of them. And because they have voiced their opinion on the matter, the investigator tells them, since they have such a bad attitude about it, the only thing they're going to be good for now is spare parts. And then they are gunned down immediately by the bootleg Frankenstein creature. Anyways, that's my time for today. Speaking of monsters, would you have a look at these wonderful patrons? Gross. Join us via the link on screen or in the description. And holy shit, what is this? More videos? Wow.